Hello boys and girls, so this video, just like my next video, will not be very funny or anything like that. I just want to try being a little bit more serious and not to force any cheap jokes on my videos, but instead I will try to insert some real jokes into my videos. But today I will talk about something pretty serious, and I would like to ask the question, is Dead by Daylight a dying game? And I know that the majority of you will say no, Dead by Daylight is not a dying game. You may argue that Dead by Daylight has 50,000 players playing it every day only on PC, and you would be correct. Dead by Daylight has many people playing it every single day. So let me try to define what is a dying game. Keep in mind that a dying game is not a dead game. It means that the game is still getting new content updates, and as we are speaking about Dead by Daylight, well, you like it or not, but there will always be enough players to start a new game or even find new friends. And most of the time you can't do that when the game is dead. So by all means, Dead by Daylight is far from being a dead game, and I think that this game will not be dead in 10 years from now. It is a successful game, but it doesn't mean that Dead by Daylight is not dying. So let me explain what I mean by saying that Dead by Daylight might be in a bit of a problem. So this is a Steam charts page for Dead by Daylight, and as you can see, 52,000 players playing the game is a very good number. It looks healthy and everything until you go lower and you can see that Dead by Daylight has been losing players for 4 months in a row. That's right, in 4 months Dead by Daylight has lost more players than it has gained, and right now it's on a 5th month of losing players. The last time when Dead by Daylight actually gained players was in September, and do you remember what happened in September? Pinhead was released in September, so it was pretty hyped up chapter, but even Pinhead couldn't bring many players back to Dead by Daylight, and soon it started to lose players again. And keeping new players playing Dead by Daylight is not a problem. Player retention is not a problem. The problem is that most of the veterans are leaving the game, and I got to say that I'm one of those people who left the game. I don't really play this game anymore. I only play it to stream or get some video clips, but in my next video I will explain why I quit Dead by Daylight. But people like me, they are leaving Dead by Daylight, and it's the biggest problem. Only in the past 3 months I've seen like 10 videos called Why I Quit Dead by Daylight, I'm done with Dead by Daylight, and similar videos, which is terrifying because I have never seen this many videos about people quitting Dead by Daylight in this short amount of time. As I mentioned before, new player retention is not a problem. Most new players get hooked and they continue on playing the game, but there's more veteran players leaving the game than new players coming to play the game, which is the biggest problem. And Dead by Daylight developers need to do something to keep old players playing the game. For example, I'm just fed up with this grinding bullshit in Dead by Daylight. Grind is not even rewarding, and like that wasn't enough, developers decided to implement a skill-based matchmaking system into Dead by Daylight, which actually punishes you for playing the game a little bit worse than you usually do and connects you with real tryhards. And at this point I just ask myself, why would I even want to touch Dead by Daylight? There are so many other games that I can invest my time and enjoy the game more. That's why so many people like me are leaving Dead by Daylight, and we are interested in other similar games. For example, VHS. Is that game looking like it's a masterpiece? No, and probably if Dead by Daylight was a masterpiece, we wouldn't even care about VHS game. But now we need more competition, so naturally we will go to other games that look similar to Dead by Daylight. But why veteran players leaving Dead by Daylight so bad? Why is it a big deal? Because new players come every single day, right? Yeah, that's true. But the problem is that when veteran players leave, Dead by Daylight naturally becomes irrelevant. And for example, on YouTube, like, Dead by Daylight videos are not popular, and content creators like me, people don't even care about them. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, Dead by Daylight videos are some of the most unique and interesting videos on YouTube I have ever seen. So many people got famous because of Dead by Daylight videos. For example, Noob3 had some of the most toxic videos in the world, and he got famous because of Dead by Daylight. But now it's very hard to become popular as a Dead by Daylight content creator because people are just not interested in this kind of content anymore, and it's a crisis. I realized that when I started posting more videos about Dead by Daylight, and people are just not interested as much as they were interested in this content before. So naturally I lost some subscribers, I'm losing views, and less people watch my videos, even though I make videos just like I was making videos 1 year ago. But 1 year ago I used to get like 1000 views, right now I get like 100 views. It's a big difference. So when will Dead by Daylight start gaining players again? I will say that Dead by Daylight will probably get new players next month because the Ring chapter is very hyped up chapter, and when there's a big licensed chapter coming into Dead by Daylight, everybody comes and plays the game again, at least for a month, and then after a month Dead by Daylight will be dying again. It always happens. That's why Dead by Daylight will never be a dead game. But if developers were actually smart, they would actually try to get us veteran players to stay in the game by reducing the grind, by adding some extra rewards, or at least add another game mode, because we are all tired of playing the same game mode for thousands and thousands of hours. Imagine having some extra optional game mode, or at least a ranked game mode, you know, where we could invest another 1000 hours. I would be hooked for another year or so. But I don't believe that they will add a new game mode anytime soon, because some of the developers are actually looking kinda brainless. Anyway, for the end, let me explain why it is bad for the game to have a dying game reputation. As an example, I will take Fortnite, because once Fortnite used to be like the most popular game in the world, but then people started losing interest in the game. Just like me, I used to play Fortnite every day, but then I lost my interest in the game. So imagine now talking to friends, and then friend asks you, what are you playing? What games are you playing? And you're like, I play Fortnite. The friends will be like, huh, isn't that game kinda dead? Isn't it dying? And then you're like, no, it is not. It is still popular. And they are like, huh, that's weird because nobody of my friends play that game. And then you're like, why am I still playing this game? That's exactly what will happen to Dead by Daylight if developers will not do anything about it. I mean, technically it will always be alive, it will not be dead, so I'm so happy to have Dead by Daylight. I'm so happy to have it installed, and I believe that all of my purchases will stay forever, you know. My money investment will always be there, but the problem is that the interest in the game dwindles, and well, people will think that the game is dead sooner or later if developers don't do anything about it. So anyway, comment your opinions. I know this is a very, like, many people will have different opinions on this topic. It is a very controversial video, but that was my personal opinion. In my next video, I will tell you why I kinda quit Dead by Daylight. Subscribe if you haven't done it before, please, and see you later.